Good evening and welcome to Express Tribune's 10 p.m. bulletin. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif attended a memorial ceremony in Tehran for the late Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi, who died in a helicopter crash earlier this week. The Prime Minister visited the hall where Raisi's body was laid and offered his prayers. He paid tribute to Raisi's contributions to the progress and prosperity of the Iranian people and the enhancement of Pakistan-Iran relations. Prime Minister Sharif extended condolences on behalf of the Pakistani government and people to Iran's acting president Dr. Mohammad Mokhtar. The Prime Minister also met with Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. He recalled Raisi's recent visit to Pakistan, calling him a great friend of the country. Raisi was among 8 people who died in the helicopter crash near the Azerbaijan border on Sunday. The president's body will be taken to his hometown Mashhad for burial, which is set to take place on Thursday. The Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf has called for a judicial inquiry into the attack on the party's spokesperson Raoof Hasan. In a press conference accompanied by Hasan, PTI leader Umar Ayub accused the Islamabad police of tampering with the FIR of the attack on the party spokesperson. Ayub said the report did not reflect what Hasan had stated in his complaint. He said the assassination attempt was an act of terrorism. He questioned who pressured the police into not including the word terrorism in the report. Ayub rejected the FIR and demanded the judiciary to form a commission to investigate the incident. The PTI spokesperson was attacked outside a private TV channel in Islamabad on Tuesday, sustaining multiple cuts to his face. PTI leader Hammad Azhar, a former finance minister, has reappeared in public after almost a year in hiding. He went into hiding last year after a crackdown on the PTI leadership following the May 9 incidents. Azhar revealed that he received a message from PTI chairman Imran Khan directing him to join the party leadership. He said he plans to meet PTI spokesperson Raoof Hasan, who was attacked, and then seek interim bails and more time in cases registered against him in Peshawar courts. He also intends to appear in Punjab courts to fight the fake cases against him, claiming he is not guilty in any of them. The leaders of Ireland, Norway and Spain have announced that they are recognizing an independent state of Palestine. 3 separate announcements were made by the prime ministers of each country, with the Norwegian PM hoping that an independent Palestine would promote peace with Israel. But Israel was not pleased, announcing that it is recalling its ambassadors from the 3 countries for urgent consultations. European Union members Slovenia and Malta have also indicated in recent weeks that they plan to recognize an independent Palestinian state. Before the announcement, some 143 out of 193 member states of the United Nations have recognized a Palestinian state. US Senator Bernie Sanders has supported the International Criminal Court's request for arrest warrants for Israeli leaders over the Gaza war. Sanders is one of the few US senators to publicly back the ICC's move, saying there is evidence that Israel has committed war crimes in Gaza and that there must be consequences. The ICC prosecutor had announced on Monday that he has reasonable grounds to believe that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, Israel's defense chief, and 3 Hamas leaders bear criminal responsibility for crimes against humanity. Sanders, an independent, is a US former presidential candidate and a leader of the progressive movement. But President Joe Biden and his political opponents have criticized the announcement, questioning the ICC's jurisdiction over the Gaza conflict and raising concerns over the legal process.
The Israeli military has detonated a vehicle-borne improvised explosive device that it came across in the occupied West Bank city of Tubas. It marks the second such discovery in the area since the war in Gaza began in October. The incident highlights the Palestinian resistance group's use of large and high-quality explosives to target Israeli forces, according to US-based defense think tanks, the Institute of the Study of War, and the Critical Threats Project. Thousands of mourners are gathering in Tehran ahead of the funeral of President Ibrahim Raisi, who died in a helicopter crash near the Azerbaijan border, and will lie in state at the Grand Musalla Mosque before being taken to his hometown for burial. Meanwhile, Iranian officials and regional leaders attended a funeral ceremony for Raisi and other victims at Tehran's Grand Musalla Mosque on Wednesday. Iran's Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, Hamas official Ismail Haniyeh, and Lebanon's Hezbollah deputy leader Sheikh Naim Qasim were seen among the mourners. Raisi's burial is set to take place on Thursday.
Deputy Prime Minister Ishaq Dar says more than 3,000 Pakistani students have been evacuated from Kyrgyzstan following the recent mob attacks. He added that the number is expected to exceed 4,000 by the end of the day. Dar visited Kyrgyzstan's capital to meet with officials and injured students. He thanked his counterpart for arranging his visit and agreeing to regularize visas of 1,100 Pakistani workers who are facing deportation. The evacuation comes after an altercation between locals and foreign students prompted mob attacks targeting mainly international medical students in the country's capital.
Ace mountaineer Sirbaz Ali has successfully scaled the world's tallest mountain, the Everest, becoming only the second Pakistani to achieve this feat without using supplementary oxygen. Ali, who had previously summited the 8,849-meter peak using bottled oxygen, reached the top at around 12:30. He emulated the achievement of Sajid Satpara, who was the first to scale the Everest without oxygen support. Sirbaz was part of the Imagine Nepal 2024 Everest expedition team, which included 14 international climbers and 18 Sherpas, according to a Radio Pakistan report.
A Nepali mountaineer has reached the summit of Mount Everest for a record 30th time, breaking his own previous record. 54-year-old Rita Sherpa first climbed the mountain in 1994 and has done so almost every year since. Meanwhile, a British national and a Nepali guide have been missing since Tuesday after they slipped and fell near the south summit. The two climbers were on the way down when the incident occurred in the mountain's so-called death zone where oxygen is sparse.
The European Union's Artificial Intelligence Act will enter into force next month, setting a potential global benchmark for AI technology. The Act imposes strict transparency obligations on high-risk AI systems and restricts governments' use of real-time biometric surveillance. The legislation will have an impact beyond the EU, with companies outside the bloc needing to comply if they use EU customer data in their AI platforms. Fines for violation will range from 7.5 million euros to 35 million euros, depending on the type of violation. Severe turbulence on a Singapore Airlines flight from London to Singapore has left one passenger dead and 30 others injured. The Boeing 777 jet was forced to make an emergency landing in Bangkok, Thailand. The deceased is a 73-year-old British man. 7 passengers are in critical condition. The flight experienced a sudden and dramatic descent of over 1,800 meters in just 5 minutes. An investigation is underway.
Pakistan and England are set to face off in a 4-match T20 international series starting today at Headingley. The series is a crucial warm-up for the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2024 in the USA and West Indies. However, the first match is at risk of being affected by rain with a 60% chance of rain in Leeds. Pakistan is coming off a 2-1 series win against Ireland with Mohammad Rizwan and Shaheen Shah Afridi taking home Player of the Match awards. England leads the T20 international rivalry with 19 wins to Pakistan's 9, but Pakistan captain Babar Azam is confident his team can carry their winning momentum into the series. The DEA and the LAPD have launched a criminal investigation into the death of actor Matthew Perry, who died in October 2023 from an acute ketamine overdose. The investigation aims to determine how Perry obtained the ketamine and the amount that led to the fatal overdose. Perry had been receiving ketamine infusion therapy for depression and anxiety, but a toxicology report revealed a lethal level of ketamine in his system. The investigation hopes to shed light on the circumstances surrounding Perry's tragic death and prevent similar incidents in the future. The toy maker behind Barbie has unveiled a new line of dolls featuring 9 global female athletes, including tennis legend Venus Williams, Australian soccer player Mary Fowler, and French boxer Estelle Mosley. The dolls are part of Barbie's 65th birthday celebrations and aim to recognize the impact of sports on fostering self-confidence and ambition among young girls. The new dolls are part of the company's efforts to inspire young girls to pursue their passions.